Hey guys, I hope y'all are having a great day today. So we're going to be doing a foundation review today. So it isn't a new foundation, it's just new to me because I've been wanting to try this out for a long time, but I've just been able to find a shade that I think will work for me. So we're going to be checking out the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. So this has been out for a while. I have already seen a handful of videos on this and a lot of people seem to really like this foundation, and it's only $7. So I'm really excited to try this out. So per the usual, I'm going to give y'all some information about the foundation. I'll show y'all my first impressions, and then of course I'm going to do a wear test and we will see what I think about it based on how it wears on my skin. So before we get into this, if you're here for the first time, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is SonyaNicole and I do makeup videos here, including some stuff for us 40 and over makeup lovers. So if you're interested, please consider subscribing while you're here today. I would love to have you join and I would really appreciate your support. Okay y'all, let's jump right into it. Okay, so just a little bit of information about this foundation. Again, this is what the packaging looks like. It retails for $7 at Ulta, or you can get it on Essence's website. It is supposed to be a natural medium coverage finish and it's supposed to last for up to 24 hours. So I feel like when they claim that things last for up to 24 hours, I think that's a little misleading because that really could be like any amount of time. But I'm assuming that this is supposed to be a very long lasting foundation. If you get it from Ulta, they have it in 31 shades, but if you go to Essence, they have it in 36 shades. And when this first launched at Ulta, they only had, I feel like they had like less than half the total shade range. So it looks like they just added some more of the shades, but they still don't have the whole range at Ulta. But again, you can go to Essence's website to get all of the shades that are available. Some of the key ingredients in here are hyaluronic extract and aloe vera. So those are the main points about this foundation. So let's get into applying it and we'll see what I think about it. I have the shade 250 Cool Latte. So I did get this in the mail about a week ago and I did do a little hand swatch like as soon as I opened it because I really wanted to see if this would work. So I'm going to show y'all a little hand swatch of it now. Okay, so here is the shade 250 Cool Latte, and I do feel like this is a good shade. So one of the reasons I was really excited about trying this foundation is because they have a ton of shades in the range that are claiming to have a cool undertone. And for those of y'all who watch my foundation videos, you know how hard it is for me to find cool undertones like in my complexion range. But it looks like a very good amount of all of the shades throughout the whole range have a cool undertone, and I've just never seen that before. So that was one of the reasons why I was really interested in trying this out. So I do think that I picked a pretty good color, and I think that this is going to give some really good coverage. At least it is giving nice coverage on the swatch. So let's go ahead and apply it to the face and we will see what we're thinking. Okay, so I definitely prefer it when foundations have a pump applicator, but I feel like this packaging isn't all that bad. At least it's nice and compact, so it's really good for like fitting it into small spaces. But when they don't have a pump, it gets kind of hard for me to determine like how much I'm putting on my face. So let's see. I'm gonna start out with about that much. And I think based on how it's swatched on my hand, I'm gonna start applying it, blending it out with a sponge. This is from Koki Cosmetics. Okay, so first thought, I'm not getting as much coverage as I thought I was going to based on how it's swatched on my hand, but I am using a sponge, so the sponge will naturally soak up a good amount of the product. Let me try to apply a little bit more and blend it out with my brush and see how I like that. So this is the Morphe E63 brush. Yeah, of course it's giving a little more coverage with the brush, but even though it gives more coverage with the brush, I feel like I like the way that it blends out better with the sponge. But it is giving a little more coverage with the brush. And I think it said, did we say medium coverage for this? Because that's what I'm getting. Hold on. Yeah, it's supposed to give medium coverage, and I feel like that's what it's doing so far. I'm gonna put some over here and then I'll go back and like even out the amount of product that I have on both sides. I feel like this is light to medium coverage, but I will go on with another layer to see if I can build it up a little bit. But I feel like I'm getting light to medium. Okay, so we're gonna say that this is about one layer on my face, and I think that this is operating kind of like a skin tint so far. I think that it evened out my skin tone. It did blur a little bit of stuff on my face, but not giving a whole lot of coverage. But I think it looks okay. I will say I'm not all that crazy about how it's blending out. I definitely like how it blends out better with a sponge. But even with the sponge, I do feel like some slight tackiness as I'm blending it. Like it feels like I'm struggling just a little bit to just like blend it out kind of easily on my face. But it's not bad. Like, you know, it's definitely like workable, but it's not like the best experience blending it out. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit more. And let's see how it builds up. And y'all know that I love foundations that build up really nicely. And I do think this is a nice shade for me too. Yeah, I'm not crazy about how it blends. Like, I know that I wish that y'all could kind of feel what I'm feeling, but it's kind of like giving a little bit of pull like each time I like remove the sponge from my face. And it's just not like it's not the smoothest blend that I have experienced. Like I feel like it's skipping a lot right here, which of course is where I need the most coverage for all of the spots on my cheek. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about how it's applying so far, but let me keep going. I'm gonna try to build it up just a little bit more like right here because I feel like I don't have any product right here. Yeah, that looks a little bit better, but it was just a little more difficult than it should have been to like get that little area covered up. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Let me know what y'all think. So I am not crazy about how this blended out. I do think it's just very slightly buildable. Like I do feel like that second layer of product didn't cover up too much more than the first layer, but it did give me a little bit more coverage. But I mean, I guess I would consider this medium coverage and the first layer was light to medium coverage. I think it looks okay. Like if it had blended out a little bit better, I of course would have liked it better, but I'm just like okay about it right now. Like I'm not as satisfied with it so far as I thought I was going to be. But let me know what y'all think so far about how it looks on my face. So, okay, I'm going to speed through doing the rest of my makeup, and I'll have everything that I'm wearing listed in my description box in case you're interested. Then I'll come back, I will wrap up my first impression thoughts on this, and then we'll do the wear test, and then I'll give y'all my final thoughts. Okay guys, here is what my face is looking like, so let me know what y'all think. I think that the makeup looks okay. However, I feel like I have already made up my mind about this, which is I don't like this foundation. I don't like the way that it applied. I don't like the way that my other products applied on top of the foundation. So I don't know if you noticed, but I was having some issues, especially with my concealer, trying to blend that out on top of the foundation. I don't have any of the foundation on my immediate under eye area, but anywhere where I was putting concealer on top of the foundation, it just wasn't blending out really nicely. And then even with like the setting powder, the blush, everything that I put on top of the foundation, it just didn't blend out as smoothly as like other foundations that I wear. Like I just didn't really care for how my products were blending out, and I think it's because they're kind of like sticking a little too much to the foundation. So I do think the makeup looks okay, but I am still going to do a wear test just so we can see. But even if my face still looks like this like 8 hours later, this probably is not a foundation that I would try again, because I just didn't really like the way that it applied today. But let me know what y'all think about how it looks at least. So we are still going to do a wear test, so let's start with that. So it is going on 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, so I will hopefully wear this for, I'll wear it for as long as I feel like it lasts, but I might not go for like a whole 8 hours because I feel like I just already made up my mind about this one. So I'll wear it for a little while and I will check in with y'all a little bit later on. All right, it's about 8:45 in the evening. So I don't remember what time I started the wear test, and I didn't watch the first part of the video yet, but I believe we're at about 7 hours now. So this is what we are looking like after about a 7-hour wear. So let me know what you guys think. And I have to admit, I did not like the way that this applied when I first put it on, but I am just pleasantly surprised at how it wore on my face. I think my face looks really, really nice for the amount of time that I had the foundation on. And I think y'all can see that I'm shiny in the usual areas. I get shiny in my T-zone area, so I am a little shiny, but this is like really one of the better wear tests that I've had like in the past like handful of foundations that I've tried out. Like I think that this wore like really, really nicely on my face. I mean, if I were to nitpick, there is a little bit of caking going on around the mouth area, and that's where I was having some issues with getting the concealer to blend on top of the foundation, because like I said, my other products just didn't seem to want to mesh well with the foundation. But I mean, that's really nitpicking. Like it looks okay. Like I think it wore really, really nicely on my face. So I'm just really surprised because I kind of wrote this off like before the wear test even started. But because it wore so nicely, I think before I completely write this off, I think it is worth it for me to try again. But I have to figure out like what I can do differently to apply this to make it apply smoother. So if you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments. The only thing I can think of is to maybe try like some more moisturizer, but I had on the same amount of moisturizer that I use whether or not I'm going to be wearing makeup that day, the same amount of moisturizer that I had on when I'm testing out any other foundation. So I mean, maybe just like making my skin a little more slippery, maybe using like an oil serum or something. I'm not sure, but I don't think I should have to do that to make a foundation work on my skin. But because this wore so nicely, I am willing to give it another try. So yeah, if you have any thoughts on like what I can try differently, let me know. So in terms of whether or not I would recommend this, because it's so inexpensive, I definitely would. I mean, maybe you wouldn't have the same issues that I had with trying to apply it, but I definitely would recommend just trying it just because I think it wore so nicely on my face. So normally when I do these videos, the last thing that I like to do is test like how the makeup refreshes. I like to blot off the excess oil and repowder. So I am going to do that, but I really don't think that I have to. Like I feel like I could go maybe like another couple hours if I really wanted to. I'm a little shiny, but nothing too crazy, but I am going to go and blot and refresh just so we can see what that looks like. So I'm just going to take a clean piece of tissue and just blot in my T-zone area. Okay, so this is what it looks like after blotting off that excess oil. It wasn't really a whole lot to blot off anyway, but I don't think that I'm gonna bother repowdering because I just don't think that I need to. I think that the makeup looks pretty fine just like this. So just to wrap everything up, like I said, I really did not like the way that the makeup applied, but I loved the way that the makeup wore. So that's basically my final thought. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video today, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel before you head out, and I will see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.